Hey guys, tonight, let's do something very gentle. Nothing heroic, nothing epic, no battles, no screaming generals, no screaming cities, just work. The slow, ordinary, deeply unglamorous work that kept ancient civilizations from completely falling apart before lunchtime. So go ahead and dim the lights, put your phone down, unclench your jaw, and imagine a world where the loudest sound in the morning is a broom on stone. That's where we're going tonight. Because while history loves to talk about kings, and wars and dramatic speeches, most people in the ancient world were doing extremely simple jobs, quiet jobs, repetitive jobs, jobs where nothing exciting happened, and that was exactly the point. And honestly, those people were probably sleeping better than anyone else. Let's start very early in the day, before sunrise, before ambition kicks in. In ancient Mesopotamia, the day begins with a water carrier. He doesn't have a name we remember. He never wrote anything down. No statues were made of him. But without him, everyone else is immediately very thirsty. The water carrier wakes up while the city is still half asleep. The air is cool, the streets are empty. He lifts clay jars that were heavy yesterday, are heavy today, and will be heavy forever. There's no promotion path here. You don't become senior water carrier. You just carry water, until you don't, and that's kind of it. He walks to the river, scoops, lifts, walks back, delivers, repeat. No speeches, no drama. Just the quiet rhythm of feet on dirt. If this were a modern productivity podcast, someone would tell him to optimize his workflow. He would stare at them and continue carrying water. Nearby, another worker is already awake. A street sweeper. Ancient cities were dusty, very dusty. Animals everywhere, people everywhere. No trash pickup. So someone had to clean the streets before the city fully woke up. This job was about as glamorous as it sounds. The street sweeper moves slowly, pushing debris into small piles. Broken pottery, animal mess, yesterday's problems. The goal is not perfection. The goal is less gross than before, and nobody thanks him. Nobody notices him, which, frankly, is the sign he's doing it right. Meanwhile, inside a small house, a scribe is waking up. Now, scribes sound fancy. And compared to everyone else, they kind of were. Literacy was rare. Writing was hard. Clay tablets do not forgive mistakes. But most scribes were not writing epic poetry or royal decrees. Most of them were doing accounting. Very boring accounting. How much grain came in, how much grain went out, who owes who, 3 jars of barley. This is not thrilling work. This is ancient spreadsheet energy. The scribe sits cross-legged, stylus in hand, carefully pressing wedge-shaped marks into clay. He has done this thousands of times. He will do it thousands more. And when he's done, he'll set the tablet aside to dry, knowing full well that no one will read it for pleasure. But without him, the entire economy collapses. No pressure. Let's float gently over to ancient Egypt. The Nile has flooded. Again. Everyone pretends to be surprised. Again. And now the quiet jobs begin. Surveyors walk slowly across the fields, remeasuring land boundaries that the river politely erased. No excitement here. Just ropes. Stakes.com. Arguments about whose field is whose. This job requires patience and diplomacy. And the ability to not scream when two farmers both insist that the land has always been theirs. Nearby, field workers are planting, slowly, carefully, seed by seed. The sun is warm but not cruel yet. The rhythm is steady, bend, drop, cover, step forward, repeat. There is no innovation happening here. No one is disrupting agriculture, and that's exactly why it works. In a shaded workshop, a potter turns a wheel with his foot. The motion is hypnotic. The clay rises under his hands. He doesn't rush. Rushing ruins everything. This pot will hold grain, or water, or oil. It will not be admired. It will not be named. And one day, it will break, which is fine. That's the deal. Now let's slide quietly into ancient Greece, where philosophy is allegedly happening everywhere. But in reality, most people are still just doing jobs. A cobbler sits on a low stool, repairing sandals. Same motion, same tools, same leather smell. He listens to conversations pass by. Politics, gossip. Someone complaining about taxes. He does not join in. He just fixes shoes. This is important work. Everyone needs shoes. Even philosophers. Especially philosophers, who walk around a lot thinking about things and forgetting where they're going. Across town, a public slave tends the lamps. This is one of the quietest jobs imaginable. Lighting, trimming, refilling, extinguishing. The goal is consistency. Not too bright. Not too dim. No flickering if possible. Nobody applauds good lamp maintenance. They only notice when it fails, which, in a way, makes it the purest form of responsibility. In Roman cities, the jobs become even more specialized. There are public latrine attendants, yes. That job, someone has to clean them, someone has to manage the water flow, someone has to make sure things don't pile up. This is not discussed in the Senate, but without it, Rome smells significantly worse than it already does. There are also public bath attendants. These workers quietly maintain a complex system of heated floors, pipes, and pools. They are not relaxing. They are working so that other people can relax, which feels familiar. A bath attendant's day is a loop. Check temperatures, clean surfaces, refill water, move calmly through steam and echoing rooms. The sounds are soft. Water, voices, footsteps. It's almost meditative. Until someone complains that the water is slightly too cold. Let's drift now to ancient China. Here bureaucracy is an art form. Low-level clerks sit in offices copying documents, carefully, repeatedly, character by character. A single mistake can mean rewriting the entire thing. This is not creative writing. This is endurance writing. Ink, brush, paper, silence. Outside, a watchman walks the city walls at night. Slow steps, lantern light. Nothing happens. That's the job. To be there in case something does. Most nights, nothing does. Which is ideal. In villages, millers grind grain. The sound is constant, stone on stone. It fills the air. The motion is repetitive and oddly soothing. Grain becomes flour. Flour becomes food. Nobody overthinks it. Nearby, someone is weaving. Weaving is pure rhythm. Hands moving back and forth. Thread crossing thread. Hours pass unnoticed. The mind drifts. The body remembers what to do. This fabric will clothe someone, maybe many someones. No one will ask who made it. And that's normal. Across the ancient world, there are messengers, not dramatic runners, just people walking, carrying notes, remembering routes, delivering words without commentary. They don't add opinions, they don't editorialize, they just move information from one place to another, which, again, feels extremely modern. There are gardeners, temple cleaners, stable hands, doorkeepers, people whose entire job is to open something, close something, watch something, maintain something, and when they do it well, history doesn't notice them at all. Kings get remembered for their mistakes. Generals get remembered for their failures. But the people who quietly made sure the lights stayed on, the streets stayed passable, and the food arrived on time, they disappear into the background, which is maybe the highest compliment. So as we drift toward the end of this first stretch, just picture an ancient city settling into its rhythm. Tools moving, feet walking, water pouring, clay turning, ink drying, no urgency, no climax, just continuity. And in the next part we'll gently wander further into these quiet lives. More small jobs, more unnoticed people, more history that never asked to be exciting. For now, just stay here, in the soft sound of ordinary work.